for me. So this SAP for me will be delivered by my colleagues Lara and Ozi, and I'll be delivering the customer success and enterprise support. So this is the agenda. So we'll start with what is enterprise support, which is crystal clear to everyone. The key features, most of the customer uses next generation support. Then one should also avail the early watch alert workspace, which is very close to the system health, which will make sure that your systems are running in a better way. Then customers should also look into SAP value maps, what they are and how they can benefit you to get the best out of your investments. Then I'll also speak about enterprise support guide program. This is the program which we plan to have next month. We will have a detailed section on enterprise support guide program. And for today's, we will have a detailed session on SAP for me. Right? As you know, enterprise support, we have a lot of customers who get involved with enterprise support deliveries and they make best out of it. And there are a lot of customers who have given a success story saying that yes, they could use enterprise support for the best of to deliver their projects. So if you see, Dalmia Bharat Limited is one of the customers who went for S4HANA migration and based on the data. So what they did is they took a shell approach and they migrated entire old ERP system, the S4HANA, and they made it live. And from legacy system, they pulled the data and they imported in the live system. So they continued with the system having the configurations and the Z reports, all the development. They continued from the old system and they took a cutoff and then they migrated their Delta data, open accounts, open balances, and master data. And they went live with a fresh system. So in this, how they got help from us, they were right from the beginning, they involved with the enterprise support. They took help of various programs which enterprise support has, right from the discovery phase, the prepare phase, go live phase, and realization. And even in operations, once they went live, they could avail fine tuning of their transactions, and this is what they could avail to the fullest. And they did feel a very good benefit for engaging with enterprise support, and they also gave us this customer success story, saying that enterprise support has helped their entire S4HANA journey. We have another customer who also says, thank you to enterprise support services. We gained valuable insights and followed industry best practices for implementing SAP S4HANA, which reduced the project planning process by 50% and gave us momentum in our digitalization. So they used our activate methodology and we were engaged very closely with them, and we delivered a lot of services to them for which, yes, they went ahead and they acknowledged. So this was from Hyundai Francis. So agenda, why I'm presenting this here is just to want to make sure that all our customers avail enterprise support and look forward to have using enterprise support, because there are testimonies, not only to customers, we have a handful of customers within India and outside who have availed it. So I would strongly recommend everyone to avail and use the enterprise support. So what is enterprise support? It's the foundation of the customer success. It's a foundation layer. The moment you buy any software, then enterprise support comes with it, which is a foundation. So whether it is the cloud software, digital core, or any kind of breakthrough innovations, enterprise support exists for all kind of environments. It's basically divided into collaboration, empowerment, innovation and value realization, and mission critical support. Mission critical support, we all are aware, all the incidents which we talk about, they fall under mission critical support. But mission critical support is not the only part of enterprise support. We have other things, collaboration, empowerment, and innovation and realization. And enterprise support is more of a proactive and preventive support. The customer should not only do a reactive way of taking a support, but they should also go for a proactive way. So this is what it is. So if I look at the key deliverables, mission critical, we all are aware of it. So I'll keep it aside. Within collaboration, we have one of the best key programs. One is Enterprise Support Value Map, which I will talk about. Then the second program which we have is Enterprise Support Guides. Then we have SAP Enterprise Support Advisory. We have tons of services, guidelines, but these are the best of the tools one customer should have. So next time when you think of having an enterprise support engagement, you probably can think of having these tools. Make sure that at least you are there in one of these expert guidances. Then within empowerment, definitely we have support academy where you can log on and look into various trainings which are available for you. Then innovation and value realization, definitely if you're planning to go S4HANA cloud migration or S4HANA journey, then these are the features which you can avail. And mission critical support, I'll not touch upon it. This is the incident management, which we all are aware of, right? Another best tool that you could think of is SAP quality CQC services. I'll be sharing this. These are the CQC services which are self-explanatory. And if you want to avail these CQC services, go ahead, you can open an incident and you can open under this component for a remote request. And you can take a guidance from enterprise support advisors. And you can also ask for, you can say whatever phase you are into, you can raise an incident with that phase. And SAP enterprise support will come back to you saying that these are the proposed services. So I have just highlighted few of the services here. You can go through this, but this is the best way of engaging yourself with the enterprise support. You do not need any contact person. Just raise an incident saying under this component that you are doing this project and what all services I have, I can avail. So somebody will come back to you on the incident saying that, okay, these are the services, you can go ahead. So these are the crux, one of the value which we have seen where customers have taken the services and they have realized the value. So some of them are like, performance tuning. Some of them are like the project is going live, TLS. Then you have this implementation project. Then technical performance optimization, right? So this is one of the key. The next, definitely, which is part of enterprise support mission critical, which we cannot avoid anyway. So we had a traditional support where we used to raise incidents through portal. Now we have next generation support where you can have a self-service and you can first you can Google yourself in service marketplace or a Google. You can find the resolution. If it is not available, then you can do a chat. Then you can also do a sharing an expert section. Then you can these are additional support which you have already embedded within our support organization. So we have innovated in terms of incidents. And there are testimonies also where they have said, okay, by availing these services, the quality, the response of incident has gone up. Definitely, quality is a debatable question, and it is as ERP is a very complicated system. So there could be to and fro, but definitely there are testimonies from the customer where they have reduced the time, getting the response. So if I look at the live business need, which require, you can use these one of the real-time interactions like expert chat, schedule an expert. Schedule an expert is for 30 minutes. You can schedule for all those issues like a medium type of a priority issue. You can go for scheduling an expert. Then ask a peer and schedule a manager. This is most critical. Schedule a manager in case you have a high incident which is not addressed in 3 days. You get an opportunity to talk to the processes manager for 15 minutes. So this is the one which all the customers are leveraging. So you need not run away anywhere. If there is no response, go ahead and talk to the manager of the processor. Yeah, that's why I wanted to highlight on scheduling manager. Otherwise, we have been using all these AI and machine learning. You can look at, AI is like if you type a word and it will come up with all the notes which are available. That kind of artificial intelligence has been embedded. This is another beautiful feature, early watch alert workspace. I would suggest all the customers go ahead and configure early watch alert workspace for your system. The early watch alert workspace does exist on the SAP service marketplace. And when you log on to a launchpad, you should be able to see early watch alert workspace. If it is configured, then you will see a landscape overview, alert list for customer, then dashboard for system.
I'm sorry, your voice was not clear. What activating what? What was that word?
Activating early watch alert workspace. So what happens is your solution manager will push all the early watch alert workspace to the SAP service marketplace. On the launchpad, you will have early watch alert as a tool where you can add, you can see landscape overview, alert list, and these are the dashboards you'll be able to see. So for that, I have this demo. Just have a look how it looks like. I'll just play this for you.
Today, I'll use the SAP Early Watch Alert Workspace in the SAP One Support Launchpad to find new alerts in my landscape. The Workspace is the central landing page for the SAP Early Watch Alert service. As I haven't used the Workspace before, I'll add it to my Launchpad first. Click on the Personalize icon and search the tile catalog for Workspace. Click on the tile, add it to the group My Home, and click Save. Click on the Home button to return to the Launchpad homepage. Now I click the Workspace tile to open the app. The page gives a comprehensive overview on your system landscape regarding stability, configuration, hardware utilization, and performance. To check for new alerts, click on the title area of the Alerts card. You are in the SAP Early Watch Alert Solution Finder now. Here, the different alert types, each with the affected systems, are displayed, including the recommendation how to resolve it. We have an upcoming database maintenance slot, so I could apply a new revision if necessary. I start a corresponding search and find an alert type occurring in several systems. I click on one of the systems, read the problem description and the recommendation. Just to be sure, I check the database version. Yes, it's the affected version. I have to look at the hot news. The issue can be resolved by applying a new revision. I close the news and inform a colleague about it. That's it. Now I can check the other alerts in the same manner.
Yeah, I found that this video is important for everyone because most of the customers come to me and ask, why I have to search for alerts. So why can't we have some automated tool where it gives me if there is any alert or revisions which need to be implemented. So this is the one of the tool which you can go ahead and implement, get it activated, and you can also do a email notification and you can send across the email if there is any revisions or the security patch. That is the reason why I thought I'll take you through this. Apart from Early Watch Alert Workspace, we have this value maps, which you can go ahead and register. These are like a Google Maps for you, which talks about, if you are planning to have any project in S4HANA or S4HANA Cloud, these are the ones for success factor, analytical solution. It starts from the basic fundamentals and it goes to the expert level, where you can even become an L3 kind of a knowledgeable person. And if there is a person who is L3 type of a person, you can also leverage these information and ask questions by nominating, registering to Valimat. So if you are planning to do an analytical solution as your project, then go ahead and register to the Valimat and start from the beginning. And if you think you know about already analytics and you want to know about something predictive analysis, then this program also offers some of the guidance for analytics, may it integration or may it be data extraction, or it may it be how the delta data gets loaded into the cube. That kind of a query, high level queries can also be addressed in this. So these are the value maps which we are presenting to all our customers. You can have a look. If you think that you are planning to have a customer experience solution, you can go ahead and join this. And it gives you what all modules are available, how the configuration works, what are the landscapes. All details are covered in this. An entire project team, whether it is functional or technical, it caters to all of them. So this is one of the best program which enterprise support has, and everybody should leverage it. Then, if you want to register, this is where you can go to support.sap.com, value map, and you have to sign up using your SUSE ID. And then you should be able to access whichever whichever you are planning to do. You can select it, you can mention also which phase you are in, then it will give you a guidance. From that phase, it will give you a tailored solution, and you will have a focus advisor assigned who will have a call with you, who will find out what are your pain areas, where do you want to start off. Those kind of information will be collaborated with the customer. So this is another to cloud. So if you look at the enterprise support, how you can, if you plan to do and move to cloud with SAP enterprise support, these are the phases when you're moving to cloud. So it covers, what it covers, evaluate the opportunities and value cloud. You can also close the skill gaps using enterprise support academy, then identify value potential. It gives you what all tools are available during the transition. Then it also talks about, during the project cycle, if you have something which is very niche, then you can go to the enterprise support advisory council, like you can collaborate with them. Then definitely we have SAP Cloud Application Lifecycle Management. It's like, your solution manager, which is there in on-premise, there is a solution manager on the cloud. So this solution manager, application lifecycle management, we plan to deliver all the services through SAP ALM going forward. So the moment you enter into the cloud, definitely your S/4HANA will be on the cloud. So to manage your IT infrastructure, this is SAP Lifecycle Management System. So entire journey, if you can engage enterprise support to convert, to move to your cloud solutions. The next which we have is, this is very specific to the S/4HANA journey. We have a program called SAP Enterprise Support Guides. How this program can support you? This program basically has a checkpoints on each of the phases. And if you see the key pillars, there's the onboarding section. So if you are in any phase of, any phase for that matter, if you are in any phase of S/4HANA journey, you can join this program. So you will have an onboarding, you will have a journey checks. So what is journey checks is, within the project, for example, if you're doing S/4HANA conversion, there are a lot of mandatory steps that needs to be done, like financial closing to be taken care, logistics has to be taken care, procurement has to be taken care, asset accounting has to be taken care. Those checks will be part of the journey check. So we make sure and we give suggestions to the customer if they have skipped anything, if they have done well, if there are issues, we address all the preparation part of the journey checks. Then based on the journey check, we also plan the engagement plan. Then this engagement plan will be delivered through the throughout the project. So right from if you engage with the enterprise support guide in the beginning, the journey starts from there until you go live and operational, it continues. So this is the one which is a very valuable guides program for enterprise support customers. So next session, we will be having a detailed discussion on enterprise support guides, what are the deliverables, how the report looks, will be covered in detail, in depth in the next session. So I would request everyone to stay tuned with what's coming in the next week. Now now we will jump into SAP for me. So I would request Lara and Ozi to take this forward. Ozi, Lara.
Yes, thank you. So I'm sharing my screen.
Will be great if you can also quickly introduce yourself.
Sure. All right, so I can start shortly with the introduction. So my name is Lara Stanola, and I'm the strategic program support of SAP for me and support Ugo Sangenis, the business owner of SAP for me, in terms of enablement sessions, strategic programs, and go-to-market activities.
And while Lara is sharing the screen, let me introduce myself also briefly. Ugo Sangenis, but I go by Ozzy, actually, like Ozzy Osbourne. And I'm the business owner of SAP for me, the new customer portal from SAP. And today we want to show you and introduce to you SAP for me. I would like to start with the presentation by bringing you the big picture closer and where SAP really wants to go with regard to digital access points, and I'll try to a little bit also outline our approach for SAP for me and how this fits together into the overall landscape. that also Sema just showed you a little bit. And then at the end of our session, Lara will show you the system, go into the real system, but with a test user, and show you a demo, what is already available, and also pick to the areas where you, from a support point of view, really can benefit already today from SAP for me. All right, Lara, if you want to share.
Oh, I thought I shared the screen already. So I think now it should work.
It's sharing. Okay, great. If you go one step back before you start with the first slide, to the title slide, just to put this into the right perspective again. Enterprise support plan, as outlined by Sema, is a great opportunity for you as a customer really to kickstart your project and really successfully deliver it to your company and to your customers and the customers of your customers, right? There are certain tools available that you are already using probably and where you're familiar with. SAP for me is rather new, as some of you may already know it, have heard about it. It will basically enhance the way how you access SAP for me and how you start and continue your relationship with the company. So what do we want to achieve from a strategic point of view, actually, right? We want to establish 3 primary digital access points to SAP. This is a strategic program run by our board. Our executive sponsor is Christian Klein, our CEO. And with this, really, we want to push this forward into our customer base as well. Right? So the first one, and you are all familiar with this, is sap.com. This is our digital front door, and all the information about SAP and the product and how we work and so on is available and accessible already in sap.com. The second one is SAP Community. You may be also already familiar with this. This is our social media exchange platform, right? Where you can go and ask questions, find answers, exchange knowledge with other participants, be it from the university, be it other customers or partners or SAP colleagues. And last but not least, now we have introduced SAP for me, our customer portal. This will be your single point of entry into the entire relationship with SAP. And you may ask yourself now, what's going to happen with all the other tools, and maybe even portals that we have currently in place? And Sema outlined a few already, like the Launchpad, for example. You can see we consider them now as secondary entry points. And over time, we plan to integrate those secondary entry points into the primary entry points. And you can imagine there are different types of integration possible. A full integration, which then means everything goes into one of the 3 primary entry points, and the tool itself, we just sunset it. This will, for example, happen with the Cloud Availability Center. We have already migrated most of the content from the Cloud Availability Center into SAP for me. And here we plan to fully sunset this tool beginning of next year as well, because everything you know today from the Cloud Availability Center will be available in SAP for me as well. Another important message is also that the One Support Launchpad is also going to be fully migrated into SAP for me. We have started with this project. There is a communication coming. We have already started to communicate, for example, through blogs on the SAP community, but there's also additional communication in preparation. The message is, however, what you do today, you can continue to do, of course, right? So there's no change, and you will be updated also through these kind of sessions here about the new approach and about new things to know. But here I'd like to make also the statement that the One Support Launchpad will be migrated, or let's say it in that way, that the applications in the One Support Launchpad will be accessible through SAP for me in the future. And this is targeted actually to be the case by the end of this year already. All right, let's move on to the next slide. What is SAP for me and how do we really have approached the new setup? The situation, as you also are familiar with probably, is the following, as you can see on the left side. So you as, our customers, decision makers, people in the company that need to deal with SAP implementations, there are still too many portals and tools. We have quite a lot of them. They are in their silos. The content itself is relevant, obviously, is certainly relevant, but this is not connected with each other, right? So there is no, or it's very difficult to get an overarching picture across your entire portfolio in the company. So you have also missing transparency across the product portfolio or cloud and on-prem, for example. They are in a digital world, limited self-services. We all know in a digital world, on our private environment, we can easily change the delivery address. Certain self-services are always available nowadays. In a B2B environment, it should be the same case, right? And here we want to also introduce additional self-services. And with this, of course, also focus on your personal needs and interests as a user. How did we do this? We have taken all the content that is coming from you as a SAP customer based on the SAP product, because then the relationship really starts after purchasing the product, obviously, right? We have put all the data together and created a semantic network. So it's a connected environment now based on your product portfolio. And now you can imagine you can jump almost on every bubble that you can see here in the middle of the slide, into your semantic network. And you can move up, down, left, right, back and forth, and you stay always within your product portfolio. So you can imagine you check your products, you check your orders in the future digitally in SAP for me, and pay your invoices, digital self-service, right? Directly out of SAP for me. You check your systems, and for example, check the availability for your systems and the related incidents, A self-service, you start provisioning at your own speed, your systems, your entitled systems that you have in your portfolio. And there are many more things you can imagine, of course, since the data is really connected with each other and provides really the capability, the opportunity to move along certain paths. And with this, we believe we have then started to provide you with this one entry point into SAP for me. You can personalize this environment in the future even more based on your role or changing role even in the future and your interests. You see a complete picture. You'll be able to connect data with each other and maybe gain additional benefit and value out of it for your decisions to be made, right? There are self-services already in place, and we will continue to provide additional self-services, digital self-services that you would also expect in this B2B environment. And with this, since you are in your product portfolio, we believe there are also opportunities to influence directly the customer, the product, SAP's product portfolio, by providing feedback or engaging with, for example, the customer influence team that collects feedback with regards to product enhancements. So, and how do you access SAP for me is on the next slide. Also, the message is, it is free of charge. Nothing to pay extra, no additional support contract you need to sign or you need to have. It is for all of our customers available. You don't need to download anything. You don't need to install anything. It's accessible through the webpage me.sap.com. And it's the easiest way to access it is sign in with your S user. So you need to have your S user, obviously, to be recognized as a valid customer. And based on the authorizations you have for your S user, you'll be able to see certain content and manage and handle the content in SAP for me. If you see, for example, a certain card or a certain dashboard in SAP for me with limited content, we will guide you and explain to you as a user in the system that there are certain authorizations missing for you, and also guide you how to get this authorization. There will be links and available information to give you the information what type of authorization object to your S user you need to be able to see certain content. As a super admin, and some of you might be already super admins, you'll have already all the authorizations and you'll be able to access all the relevant data in SAP for me. So with this, at this slide, I'd like to stop my introduction and hand over to Lara back to show you the system. If you have some time at the end, I'm happy to go through the remaining slides to show you customer success stories, how they are using it already. Also on the slide deck, we have one slide with additional links for you with information and enablement content to really learn more about SAP for me. But with this, Lara, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Ozzy, for really pointing out the importance of SAP for me. And in regards of time, I'm only showing you like the very basic information and give you like a short heads up or general information and show you the system. So as Ozzy said, once you log in into SAP for me, you see the home screen. And as you already said, we are using a test account. So all data which you see here is not from a customer directly, it is test data. So just keep it in mind. And this is the overview page right now, and it will look in the future a little bit different as we are currently working on it. So here you see an overview of your, when you're a customer and logged in into your account, of your whole product portfolio, and you can also, for example, filter your product categories or, for example, filter by favorites. And if you scroll down a little bit on the overview page, you see here right now all relevant news in regards to SAP for me, whether there are new blog posts available which inform you about updates or something. And if you even scroll down a little bit, you have the additional services and information card. And if you click here, on this card, you will be, if you click here, or if you would click here on this card, I'm trying it again, you will get a list of available tools or other things which might be relevant for you. For example, the SAP One Support Launchpad and everything. And if you click here and click on the check mark, it will be directly added to your overview page. So you have directly access to it. And to really work now with SAP for me, we have our so-called customer dashboards, which I'm going to show you right now. So status today, we have like 4 customer dashboards: portfolio and products, finance and legal, support and maintenance, and systems and provisioning. And we're planning to even increase here the number. So stay tuned for the future. And I'm showing you just like the overview of each of those. So in the portfolio and products dashboard, you as a customer would again see an overview of all your products, of your product portfolio with important metrics, for example, your license materials, orders, and systems. And from this general overview page, you can click, for example, of one product you're interested in and want to receive even a detailed view. And you get, for example, here for this product, the CP integration suite, a detailed view. So here are different tabs. For example, here the overview tab, which provides a specific overview to this specific product. And you can also, click here, for example, if you want to know more about the specific finance and legal information of this specific product, you can click here and you see how many licenses this product has and a status of the orders. And just maybe here a short heads up, you can see here this get more button. So in the future, customers will be able to do digital self-services here and to add more licenses if it's necessary or if they have a potential overusage. So this will be in the next weeks available for our customers. And yeah, we have also here different information, for example, systems or contacts and everything related to this specific product. And as we're running out of time, we'll focus on the other dashboards and to give you also here a short heads up on this ones. So besides the product and portfolio dashboards, we have our finance and legal dashboard, which is provides specific information for your on-premise products as well as your on-cloud products. So as you see here, we are on the on-premise tab, and here you get all the information about your license materials and all your on-premise orders for your specific on-premise products and solutions. And also here, if you would have maintenance, it will also appear here. And at the end, we always, for each of our dashboards, provide specific information or further links to really support you in managing your SAP for me product or your SAP product portfolio as best as possible. Relatively identical to the on-premise tab, we have the cloud tab. So also here, all your license materials will appear here, as well as your cloud orders. And in addition to that, if you have the authorization, you would also get an overview of your cloud consumption in this part. So here you have an overview of your cloud consumption. And this information is from the, if you would click here, from the LUI, from the license utilization information dashboard. Yeah, at the end of the page, you also, this is also something relatively new, get an overview of your cloud contract. So all these specific information. And if you want to access even a detailed information of you can just click on this tab and you will be provided with more information in regards to your contracts here. And again, here the additional services and information. There's also one thing which I want to show you right now. This is our billing tab here. As you see here on this banner, it's currently only available for SAP Canadian customers, but we're still rolling it out in the future. And the next is planned for the US in mid of August. Here, customers will get the chance to really digitally pay their invoices. And here we also will provide self-services to our customers. And if our customers have like balance statements, this would be also available here. And there's the opportunity to even download PDFs to also get a more detailed view. So maybe just here, which might be really relevant for you, is the support and maintenance dashboard. So we are also planning to really focus more on it in the future. Right now, we are starting with a donor chart and give an overview about the, all incidents which are currently in your company available, and you can also filter for my incidents. And maybe also here an information, if you want to manage your incidents, you have to click on this link, but we're planning it. This is one of the secondary entry points right now, which Ozzy told you in the beginning. So we are really planning to introduce or to integrate more and more tools and features directly into SAP for me. And this will be also be done in the future here directly. And you can also here filter your incidents for priority to really see, okay, what is really important right now, or also can set the status. And here is also an overview about the service requests, especially for the hack systems. And you can also, again, here, same approach, filter all service requests, my service requests, and also here the manage the service requests in one of the secondary entry tools. So, and with this, I just want to give you, hopefully we have like 1 or 2 minutes more time, a quick overview about the systems and provisioning part. So here, this is our fourth dashboard, the systems and provisioning dashboard, which gives you detailed information about all your systems. So all your cloud systems, which will be provided here, and you have like different information, for example, about the system role, the status, or also the data center and everything. Besides that, we have also, besides cloud on-premise systems, and also here all relevant information. And if you would click on each of the systems or on each of the cloud or on-premise systems, you will be provided with further information. And maybe here, just to give you here a short heads up, we've also the opportunity to do provisioning. Right now, we are only offering it for SAP Commerce Cloud, but here we also plan to add more and more products in the future. And here customers would be able to see the provisioning status of their product and would be also able to trigger the provisioning. And here you can see if the provisioning is triggered, it will be shown here in the provisioning status, and you can see whether it was provided or not. Yeah, so also here a digital self-service available for our customers. And yeah, maybe here, just to mention it here, we've also now the availability card, which provides customers an overview about all the events that are taking place, especially on maintenance. And they can also here filter or set the role, whether the status about an upcoming maintenance, so they are really informed which system or which event type it is, what service it is, and yeah, really get an overview about the availability also here in this card. And so the last thing I'm wanting to show you now is the My Calendar. So just maybe here, like one word to this. So you have the opportunity to have a personalized calendar, especially for your needs and preferences. And you as a customer would see like all the important things that happen in your environment, in your individual environment, and can filter, for example, if you want to see when a license expires or when there's some planned maintenance. And you also have like the opportunity, for example, to see, okay, what's this week, what do we have, and click on specific things and add this to your personal calendar so that you're informed of it. So yeah, this was like a really rush through our SAP for Me portal. I hope I could give you like a quick overview about the portal. Yeah, as Ozzy said at the beginning, if you're more interested in it, you can also use the Try Me version and have a look at it, or can also ask us. Yeah, at the end of this presentation, we have also an email address where you can reach to us, and we're happy to support. So I'm not sure whether we have time to close like the presentation a little bit. Maybe to the organizer of the user group, or should I hand over to you again?
We have about 4 to 5 minutes. So maybe let me just hold for a second to check if there are any questions from the participants. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, maybe, you know, we can go ahead with the presentation. I think there's one question from Anil. How do I check contract expiry of my cloud product on SAP for Me? Can you answer that, Lara? Can you show where can Anil check the expiry? So they do have SAP Ariba Analytics Cloud.
On the contracts page, on the contracts card for cloud products, you see start and end date, right? So you would be able to see it. And in the future, if it's a renewal contract, right, we will push with notifications actually the date to our customers, informing the customer that the contract will end in 90 days, 60 days, 30 days, 1 week.
So Lara, if you can go to that screen, that will be even better.
Mm-hmm. So what was it, Ozzy?
Finance and legal, and in cloud tab, and then the contracts at the bottom.
So here, this part. And yeah, as I said already at the beginning, if you want to access further details of a specific one, you just can click on the view details, and there you will be provided with even more details.
Thanks for guiding.
Cool. So maybe Anil, if you can right now also just go to me.sap.com.
I have an access to my SAP for Me, so I'm just finally checking it. Thanks so much.
Yeah. Anyone else? Any questions so far? Otherwise, I'll hand it over to Ozzy and he can finish off the presentation that was left. Looks like no other questions. So maybe Ozzy, if you can just take a couple of minutes to finish
Mukesh,
off
I
your
think one
presentation.
more question is there. Will it replace Launchpad?
Okay.
Yeah. So the question is, yes, it will replace the Launchpad. There will be, however, of course, an overlapping phase. As you can imagine, there are many very important and relevant applications in the Launchpad, but there will be a phase where where we basically will provide access to the Launchpad applications as well. But SAP for me is going to replace the Launchpad.
I hope that the answer was pretty clear. Another question, whether I can see the consumption on cloud. I think that is also possible. So maybe if you can just go back to the screen, Lara, and show where you can see the consumption.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Yeah, it's also on the finance and legal dashboard, right? So it's on the cloud tab. And the consumption data is coming actually here from currently that's also a secondary entry point, the license utilization information dashboard, where we measure certain metrics for our cloud solutions. And this is connected with SAP for me, but here, same approach. By the end of the year, the LUI, so-called LUI application will be sunset, and all the information will be only available in SAP for me.
Okay.
Here you see licensed material measured and the delta. And Lara, if you click on this little icon on the first line, you see also the history. What was it called? Here you see the metrics, and next to the metrics number. Here on the left, on the header.
Here.
This chart icon.
This one here.
No, at the line item. The history.
Right.
This one, yeah. Sorry, I don't know how to call this actually. And here you see also, the history of your consumption per cloud solution. And you can also filter by months or by days or by weeks. And it goes up to the last 2 years, 24 months usually.
Great. Thanks. Thanks for that.
Mm-hmm.
So, given that we are at the end of the time that we have, I am sorry, Ozzy, that you are not able to finish off your slides. Maybe you have 1 minute if you can kind of wind it up for people.
Yeah, maybe we show while I rounded up the last slide, Lara, with the summary. So we really think that with SAP, for me, we believe that you have now a comprehensive transparency into your product portfolio. And here, what you can see here are the capability areas represented in the so-called dashboards that Lara showed. And the most information is really available in the dashboards. And depending on your role and on your interest, you can focus on certain dashboards, but you have always the opportunity to connect the data with each other. If you are more in the finance and legal area, for example, if you're more an asset manager or a financial purchasing manager, you probably will look more into the finance and legal dashboard, but be able to connect this with systems and provisioning, for example. If you're more in the systems management role or in the maintenance and support role, you will find more content and applications for you in those dashboards, but you'll be able to always connect this as well with the invoices and the service level agreements and availability content for your system landscape. So it shows really a comprehensive view into your product portfolio. And this is going to be in the future your single point of entry into your SAP world and your relationship with SAP as a customer. So we hope we could show you a little bit, how the future is going to look like. It is already available today, so the future is already there today. We'll enhance it nevertheless, but you can access it today. I encourage you to go into the system, use here as user, see what you can see already. If you need more, contact also our support team. There is an built-in support available as well, and it's called this feedback slider. So I'm sure you'll find it. There's also help documentation in the system available itself. If not, reach out to us directly. We're happy to help you as well. So thank you very much again for the opportunity. I hope this gave you a little, excitement as well to use it. We're excited that we have it now available for you. And thank you very much again from our side. And back to you, Mukesh and Seema.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks, Ozzy and Lara, and thanks, Seema, for leading the presentation. On the chat, I've put a Zoom link. This is a Zoom link for something I'm trying, again, something new, which is a co-working session. This is a Zoom link that will be active every day between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. India time. I will be working on the Zoom, doing whatever I do normally, but anyone can join in. And if you have any questions, if there is anything that I can do to help, both from an Indus perspective as well as from a SAP perspective, I'm more than happy to help. So every day between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m., I will be available on this Zoom link. You can join in. You have any question, you need any support, you need any kind of information, I'm more than happy to kind of help. If nothing else, you can join us as well, and we can continue to work together. You working on whatever you're working, I work on continuing to work on what I'm working, and maybe have a cup of tea together at the end of the session. So something that I'm trying out new. You can kind of save this as a link in your browser. I would really love to kind of chat with you guys if you can join in and help in any ways that is possible. So until next time we see each other, thank you so much for your time, and we hope that the session was useful and helpful. So thank you so much. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.